Okay. Hi, everyone. Hope you're well. As you know, I'm an accountant at KPMG. As part of my role, I managed our Finance Hub for 12 months. So Finance Hub is an outsourced bookkeeping solution for small and medium-sized businesses and family offices. A lot of what I'll be talking about today relates to processes and products that we use in order to help our clients. I'll be talking about the basics of record keeping and bookkeeping, along with some tips on different technologies that may be of benefit to you and your business. So record keeping. What is a financial record? A record is the substantiation behind business transactions to determine their relevance to business operations and will assist with determining the tax treatment of the transaction. A tax invoice is a common example of a record. A record needs to contain enough information so that the features or purpose of the transaction can be determined. You have to keep records for all sales and purchases you make for your business, including salary and wage records, and there are a number of ways you can keep these. Smaller businesses like sole traders may keep manual records in Excel. For all other businesses, particularly those with employees, an electronic accounting program is the way to go. There are 5 basic rules for record keeping that you need to adhere to. Number 1, you need to keep all records relating to starting, running, changing, selling, or closing your business. Number 2, the information within your records must not be changed. Number 3, you need to keep records for 5 years. These don't have to be physical records. You can keep an electronic copy. 4, you need to be able to produce records in the event the ATO wants to see them. And 5, records must be kept in English or easily converted to English. Okay, now I'd like to run you through the basics of bookkeeping. Regardless of the size of your business or the industry in which you operate, having a good understanding of the financial position of your business is imperative, and good bookkeeping processes and systems will ensure that you have accurate, timely, and reliable information available to you. It is important that you, as key personnel in your business, can understand the financial information rather than relying on external advice from your accounts team. The information can assist in making smart, informed business decisions. So what is bookkeeping and why is it important? Basically, bookkeeping is the recording, analysing and interpreting of financial transactions and records of your business. It includes your accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank recs, payroll, super, as well as your reporting. When you are looking at the financial performance of an entity, you are often relying on information that has been produced by your bookkeeper or internal accounts team. The information output is only as good as what has been input. Therefore, you have to have good systems and processes in place. As mentioned earlier, you can use manual record-keeping processes like Excel unless you pay wages. In that case, you'll need to be utilising a software program that is single-touch payroll compliant. There are a number of software packages designed to eliminate manual data entry that is time-consuming and open to human error. These systems work to ensure that information is reliable, timely, and accurate. That brings us to our next question. How can I ensure my information is timely and reliable? Cloud-based bookkeeping and accounting software systems have become widely used over the last decade. Names like Xero, MYOB, and QuickBooks have revolutionized the record-keeping process. Some of the main benefits of using cloud-based systems like Xero and MYOB are information is accurate. Bank feeds means you no longer have to manually enter your bank statements line by line into your bookkeeping system. With bank feeds, each transaction is automatically pulled across from your online banking platform, ready to be reconciled at the click of a button. This not only saves on processing time, but also reduces human error as the information is already pre-populated for you. 2, information is up to date. You no longer have to wait till month end for statements to be issued to then enter into your bookkeeping system. Transactions for most bank accounts are pulled through daily, meaning you can now know the financial position of your business at any given time. Information is also accessible. You can access your financial information anytime, anywhere. All you need is the internet. You can access your Xero or MYOB file from your mobile or laptop, and your accountant can also access the same data, which allows for conversations to be relevant, regular, and more valuable. There are also a number of add-ons that I wanted to touch on that are available to streamline the bookkeeping process. Approvalmax is an approval-driven financial control for accounts payable. Put simply, you create an approval matrix whereby different people within your organisation are given different rights to approve the outgoings of your business. This may come in handy if you have someone processing your payments for you and you want to know what is being paid, who it is being paid to, and where the payment has been allocated in your accounts. EasyBills is an automated data entry application. It automates data extraction, account coding, tracking, and approval all in one seamless step. Entering purchases can be quite time-consuming, especially where you have multiple lines on an invoice. With Easy Bills, you just need to upload a copy of the invoice as either a PDF, email, or photo. Easy Bills will extract all of the information and pre-populate a bill for you. It will also save a copy of the image that you have uploaded, so you don't have to keep paper receipts. WageLock. WageLock is a time and attendance and rostering solution, which automatically applies award rules and pay rates, reduces human error, and eliminates unproductive time spent on manual tasks and calculations all in one platform. It is a cost-effective way to manage your payroll, and the system can be designed specifically to you and your business needs. It comes with smart technology options such as clock-on, clock-off systems, navigation systems in the event you have employees working off-site, and a handy mobile app that you and your employees can access. Spotlight is a reporting tool that is designed to deliver clarity and insights. It integrates with your accounting systems such as Xero or MyApp and extracts the data in easy-to-read reports. I'll touch on this a bit more detail later and walk through some examples with you. So how do you read and interpret financial information? Let's take a closer look at some reports. So the two main reports that you'll look at are a profit and loss and a balance sheet. Here we have a profit and loss statement for the year ended 30 June 2020. Here you can see at a glance the total income you have made for a particular period. In this case, it's annual. You can also see your cost of sales and operating expenses. I might just add that the accounts used in these reports are customizable and you can group them as you deem appropriate. On this report, I've included the 2019 financial year as a comparative period. So as you progress, you can add multiple comparison periods and track trends to see how your business is performing over time. You can compare between financial years, months, or quarters. These reports can be tailored to show any date range and any comparison period that you'd like to see. And this report in particular is from Xero. Your P&L will also show you the net profit or loss for any given period. When I'm talking to my clients, I'm often asked, where has my profit gone? Your profit or loss is represented by movements in balance sheet items. A profit will mean that either your assets have increased or your liabilities have decreased, or a combination of the two. For this entity, we have a profit at 30th of June of $158,000. So we need to look for movements between this year and last. Cash at bank has increased by $132,000. That's between the online saver account and the main trading account. Shareholders loan has increased by $70,000. We then take off the increase in liabilities. That's the $18,500 for accounts payable and $25,500 in accrued expenses to give us a net amount of $158,000. That's our profit. Here we've got a more detailed P&L report that includes a percentage column. This shows breakup of income and expenses relative to total trading income. People will often look at a profit and loss and see an increase in expense as a dollar amount, but not take into account the increase or decrease as a proportion of revenue. As revenue increases or decreases, so will your expenses, except for your fixed costs. So for your variable costs, it's important to consider the percentage change rather than the dollar change. The ATO also releases benchmarks specific to different industries. These benchmarks give you an indication of what your major costs should look like as a percentage of your total revenue. They include cost of sales, total wage expense, total rent, and motor vehicle expenses. You can use this report to see where your business lies relative to those benchmarks. Here we've got
just a couple of more minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So here we've got a balance sheet. So this is just a summary of your business assets and liabilities. So you can see at any particular given time the financial position of your business. A few other things on the balance sheet. So there's a loan to shareholders sitting here as an asset. This means that the shareholder has taken funds from the company and it's created a debit loan. This can cause compliance issues and should be avoided. So as a business owner, you can take money out of a company through remuneration, so either a salary, wages, director fees, dividends, expense reimbursements, or loan repayments if you have loaned money to the company. Also, just quickly looking at capital versus expenses. So there have been a lot of changes in this space over the last few years. So temporary full expensing is currently in place for businesses with a turnover of less than $5 billion. This means that you can deduct in full the business cost of any eligible assets installed by the 30th of June 2022, and there is no cost limit on that either. Okay, now I'll just quickly look at some Spotlight reports. So this is pulling everything together. Spotlight is a great program where you can build these customizable reports if you want to have a look at your business performance in more detail. So we've just got an executive summary. You can tailor this however you want. So you can see financial performance in comparison to different periods. You can put KPIs on this report, just to give you a quick snapshot of how everything is going. You've got a P&L analysis. So this will show you how you're tracking, in comparison to last year or in comparison to the last 3 months, and you can check trends and see if anything looks out of the ordinary. You can also see how you're projected for the full financial year. Then we've got a balance sheet analysis, so that just gives you a breakup of your total assets, liabilities, and you can include these graphs also that just give you a visual representation. Some people find that a bit easier to interpret. We've got a cash flow statement, so that shows all your incomings and outgoings, broken up between operating, investing, financing activities. And that's the same report, but in a visual representation. Yes, plenty of graphs that you can add if that's your preferred method for interpreting data. So you can see what your cash looks like, your expense cover trend, stuff like that. So that's basically it. So good record keeping plus bookkeeping processes means that you'll have accurate, timely, and reliable financial information. If you've got any questions, let me know.
Excellent. It's I'm an accountant by training, so I love the numbers, Alice. And not just love them, but I know how important it is. And as you said, having the reports at the back end is great, but not if the wrong information is going in the front end, or it's not being allocated properly or recorded properly. Just curious, who looks at their numbers regularly and feel like they're fully across? Yep, Julie's. Yep. There you go.
Everyone.
Look at that, Alice. Everyone's everyone. Which is not usual, is it?
No. Oh, that's good. Did anyone have any questions or?
Any questions for Alice?
I just had a simple question, Alice. Where do you find those ATO benchmarks?
They're just on the ATO website. So if you Google ATO benchmarks, they'll bring it up like a list A to Z of industry.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah.
I love a good spreadsheet or balance sheet because it tells you where the trends are.
Yes. And I think you made a very good point, Alice, that a lot of people say, well, what do you mean I've earned X number of dollars or profit for the year? It's not in my bank account. Where is it? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And I just did that exercise. I just did that exercise for someone else. I'm not an accountant, but I obviously, need to understand and what's going on. And there was one client who made a loss for the last year. Timing of invoices mainly, but had an extra $2 million in his bank account.
Wow.
And so it was the opposite to what you'd normally find, and a lot of it was because debtors, there was a whole heap of debtors the year before that came through. So it is good to, and the account, they've got an internal accountant that hadn't really done that sort of analysis before, Alice. So it's quite interesting. So a couple of questions for you. One is, there's obviously a lot of, I know KPMG here in Penrith deals with a lot of different businesses, a lot of different size businesses, and a lot of smaller businesses as well as larger businesses. So for the smaller businesses, you would obviously provide a bookkeeping service because they don't have someone in-house. But then for larger businesses that might have an internal accounts team already, or even an existing bookkeeper, do you provide, what sort of support do you provide to them? What sort of advice can you provide? Is it training? Is it looking at apps that they can use, looking at how they can utilize that accounting system more productively?
Yeah, so it is a combination. So we have some clients that come across that do have internal bookkeepers, and then we will recommend, different technology stacks for them, and we'll help with the implementation of those and training of their staff. In other cases, we'll have clients that have an internal accounts person, but we can help support them. So we'll do the more mundane tasks like your bank reconciliations, things like that, or even accounts payable, just to free those people up a bit so they can take on more within the organisation, whether that be more of a PA role or something that's, contributing more to the business. So yeah, we tailor our package just depending on the client.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. Any questions? Who does their own books? Who has bookkeepers? Always curious.
We do our own.
You do your own, yeah. I suppose
Well,
it depends.
Do you use Xero?
Yeah, I use Xero. Yeah, so it's me, and I use Xero.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
So we code our own transactions, but we have accountants to do the rest of it.
So we do what Julie said as well.
Yeah.
It's all in Xero. It's fantastic, that application.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
From QuickBooks. QuickBooks
Yeah.
is horrible.
Same here. What a revelation. Xero was after QuickBooks.
Yeah.
I use QuickBooks, and I think people have still got this mentality of the old QuickBooks. It's not QuickBooks Online, but the old
That's what we use, really
PC
old
based.
one.
So I use the new version, like the cloud-based version of QuickBooks Online, and it's I've been really happy with it. Yeah.
I missed some of the reports though. Some of the reports in QuickBooks, the old version was a lot better than what you can do in Xero, but the new plugins that you can get into Xero are awesome. It just integrates with everything. Depends on the business, I suppose. Like we use Xero for our accounting, but invoicing is generated out of another system. So we have everything feeding into Xero sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Alice, you mentioned technology stacks. So presumably you've got different apps that suit different sectors, different industries. Is that how you go about things? So a construction business, okay, that uses MYOB, here are some apps, add-ons that they could use, or a professional services business would be very different.
Yeah, so there are industry specific apps, but there are a few that we would recommend to everyone. So whether that be Easy Bills, Spotlight, and then, payroll ones like Deputy or WageLock. They're sort of just non-industry specific, and they're always a good starting point.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Any other questions? Otherwise, thank you
Alice,
very much, Alice.
I've got one in relation to Spotlight. Those reports look pretty cool. So
yeah.
Is that a good add-on to Xero, or?
Yeah, so we use that for all of our clients. So yeah, it integrates with Xero. You can customize all those reports, but they've got a lot of templates for you in the charts. Like they've got all the chart templates ready. But yeah, highly recommend Spotlight.
For reporting purposes, just to see how performance tracking and things like that. Yeah.
I think Spotlight also have like budgeting functions. We don't use those at the moment, but yeah, it's a good program.
Is that an expensive program? Like, what do you sort of pay for that?
I don't think it's too expensive. I'd have to double check the price for you. I can have a look and let you know. But yeah, it's not a big expense.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good, Alice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll just stop that recording.